This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba for another technical diving tips, techniques, and trips video.
In this video, we're going to be discussing the different accessories that you could put on or would typically put on a plate in the wing. And so I'm going to be talking about weight pouches, utility pouches, a knife pouch, and a couple of other things. Alright, so for weight pouches, as discussed in video number 3, you have several different types of weight pouches, and you have trim pouches as well. Quite a variety, and there are many other types. There are two basic designs with respect to dumpable weight pouches, which we'll talk about first. Put these aside. And the difference between these are some of the weight pouches are secured onto the belt using a tri-glide like this. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing one of these on our plate and wing system here shortly. The other type of dumpable weight pouch is like this. And what this has is it has a grommet in the back to secure the weight pouch to the plate. So a bolt would go through this and through a hole like right there. And what this allows you to do is if you have a DIR system, for example, and you want to make it adjustable using one of the loops in the back, this allows the weight pouch to be in a consistent position while you move the waist belt in and out. On the other hand, when you have a dumpable weight pouch like this, it's fixed on the belt, so whatever position you have it on the belt is going to be there. So this does not lend itself well to a DIR sliding adjustable harness. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to be using this one here, demonstrating how to install that. And we're doing that. And then just to discuss some of the other types of pouches that people do put on their waist are these trim pouches. And the difference between these two, one of them has, the Dive Right one has the tri-glide. So if you have a fixed waist belt system that does not slide in and out, and you don't want the pouch sliding back and forth, it's best to use a trim weight pouch on the side with the tri-glide here. So if we were going to be using this particular one, we would feed the waist through the tri-glide and then we would clamp it on the outside here. So for technical diving, this is actually the one that I prefer because it's smaller than this type of weight pouch and it gives me more flexibility in placement of the D-rings. Alright, but we're talking about general purpose plate and wing systems here, so a lot of people prefer to have a dumpable pouch like this for their system. Alright, so this particular pouch, weight pouch, also has a little pocket here that you can temporarily store things in. And so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about installing this. So when we install this, we have to take the waist belt, and it's like an ordinary tri-glide. You're going to be feeding that through, and then you're going to be feeding it through again to secure it in position. And this is one of those situations where if you are dealing with a thicker grade of waist belt, that it can be difficult to stick this in. Alright, so then at this point what we're going to do is we're going to stick this in these two loops in the back. And then we're going to take this and feed it back through the tri-glide here. And this is very, very tight. And then I'm going to finish it off by putting it back through the other side of the tri-glide. Okay, so what we have here is we have a dumpable pouch. This one closes by Velcro. It does not use an internal pocket. Some use an internal pocket. This one does not. You can dump the weight rapidly there. This is the little pouch that this particular one has, and you can stick something in there. Some people might want to put a finger spool and DSMB in there, or whatever you want to put in there. Alright, so this does have the pouch. When you buy a set of these, you have the pouch on one side. Alright, so that's a typical installation of that type of weight pouch. Alright, so here's the pouch on the other side, and I'm going to put that on there. And again, I'm going to go through the top here. And I'm going to go through the bottom here. This can be very annoying to have to assemble, which is why you want somebody else doing it. Okay, alright, so we're going to pull this through on this side, and again we're going to put the pouch through here, and then lastly through the tri-glide. Alright, so I'm going to put the waist buckle on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up so it's compatible with my next step, which is going to be talking about utility pouches. Alright, so I'm going to stick this on the back side. And the excess can go in the same loop as for the weight pouch. Just get that out of the way. Okay. Alright, so that's what we have on that side. Now, on this side, we have the loose end of the webbing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a utility pouch. In this case, this is a Hurricane XS Scuba Highland pouch. And so if you want storage on the front for things like defog, things of that nature, what you can do is you can use a utility pouch like this. And I talked about a lot of different utility pouches in video number 3, and this is one of those. So you have the utility pouch in the front, and then you can just secure this as you would ordinarily. You might want to have some other things, such as a line cutter or a knife holder. And so one of the things that we typically do is we put a knife holder inside the center between the two belt loops like that. So when you're diving like that, and if you need to grab your line cutter, you can do that, or your knife, and pull it out like that. Now, another way of installing a line cutter or a knife is to stick it anywhere else that you want, okay, because this does have the loop that way, and it also has a loop this way. So One of the things that people might do is they might take it and stick the knife upside down like that, maybe on the back here, on the upper piece of this. I'll just simulate that here. Of course, that's a loose end. Okay, so it'd sit like this, so you could have access to your knife or your line cutter that way. So this particular design does have a lot of flexibility, and again, you can put it on the belt somewhere like right there by itself as well. So there's a lot of different options here. Okay, so that's weight pouches, utility pouches, and also a knife holder for some common accessories that we install on backplate and wing systems.
This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba. I hope this video was helpful, and thanks for watching.